Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I don't know why I always do this with my hands when I start videos. And I apologise for the hat. I'm going for a hike after this, so I figured why not just wear it and quickly record this and then I'll go. So I want to kind of make a video explaining what happened when I went to Gdansk and how I lost my accommodation. So I just want to say to begin with a little disclaimer that I'm not angry about what happened. I'm not blaming anyone for what happened. This is just something that just didn't have as much communication as it could have, I suppose. And that falls on both parties as well. But yeah, so this isn't a reason not to use Couchsurfing, and I definitely still recommend using it. I'm not going to let this one experience, even though it's my first experience, I'm not going to let this one experience define my entire Couchsurfing experience. So just bear in mind that this is just kind of an explanation. I'm not trying to make anyone look bad. Yeah, so I don't want to make anyone look bad. So yeah, so what happened was on, I think it was the second night of being there, so I'd stayed one night, had a full day and stayed one night, and it was my second, I guess, full day, and the plan was to go to Sopot Beach, go to Gdansk, go to Sopot, go to Gdansk, and do a massive walk down the beach back through Gdansk. And unfortunately this wasn't able to happen, so my entire day was kind of, I guess, out of sorts. It was kind of a bit all over the place. So what happened was when I got to the beach, I'd been there for about 40 minutes, I got a message saying that my host had bad news. I assumed it was something to do with not being able to get food or something or hang out later, because that's what we originally had planned. But instead it was a message saying that they had booked the apartment for Airbnb. So the apartment that I was staying in was, primarily he rents it out for Airbnb, and when it's not rented for Airbnb, it's a couch surfing place. So it makes sense that you're going to choose a place, you're going to choose a person that's paying money for the accommodation that they're staying in. And I was still really grateful that I had 2 nights of free accommodation. A part of me was very, at the time, I guess I wasn't angry, I was just really disappointed that he hadn't been more organised. But this wasn't his fault as well, because he was working really long hours, and it was just an easy mistake anyone could have made. So on Airbnb you can put a little thing that makes it so no one can book for a period of time, or you can make it so they can automatically book. So he accidentally left it on automatically book, so even if he wanted to say no, sorry, someone's staying there, it would have been really unfair for the people that had already booked and paid, because he would have then had to be oh, by the way, I know it says you can do this, but you can't. And I felt at the end of the day, I was really glad that I was the one that was getting in a hard place, because these people were probably traveling as a couple and all those kind of things. They would have been in a lot worse situation if they couldn't have found accommodation. So I was completely okay with the fact that I had to leave, I suppose. But the only thing that wasn't the best situation was the fact that there was not really any notice. So he told me that I didn't have to rush, but unfortunately I did only have an hour to get back to the apartment before those other people were planning on arriving. So I had to get straight back onto the train. Did I say bus before? No. My brain's so terrible right now, hey. So anyways, I had to get back on the train, and I had to go all the way back into the city, and I had to pack my stuff, and then I literally had to go straight away pretty much. So I had about 2.5 hours, maybe 2 to 3 hours, I can't really remember, of just walking around with absolutely no aim. So the plan was okay, I'll try and find Wi-Fi and a cafe or something. But the hard thing is I've got a huge bag, and being vegan and having certain dietary problems as well, I can't just go into any cafe and be oh, can I have some of this food, and then just use their Wi-Fi. And I feel really rude not getting anything when I go to a cafe in Poland. I feel it's kind of expected, and not just Poland, most places it's kind of expected that you at least get a coffee or some kind of thing from there, so you can actually sit and take up a table of what could be a valuable customer. So I couldn't really do that, so I was just using whatever little data I had left on my phone to try and find another couch surfing, maybe a hostel, anything. Being so last minute, there was no couch surfing, and being so last minute, there was almost no hostels. But I was really lucky enough to find a hostel called Midtown Hostel. It's actually really brand new, so like if you watched my last video, I kind of showed you what it looked like inside. I came with these super sexy shoes, of course. Not really. But they're really comfortable actually, so I was kind of okay with that. It was absolutely amazing. I ended up meeting like a few people. I met another Australian, which I've only met about properly. I've only met 3 proper Australians that I've become friends with when I've been traveling. I think I've seen maybe 5 in total, which is funny because everyone says Australians are everywhere when you come to Europe, but since I'm mainly living in a small town and I'm working all the time, I don't really meet any. So that was really nice. We went and got food together and I ended up making some friends, and I ended up having a really good time and a really good trip. So even though that was halfway through the trip and it did kind of put a really like a dampening on how the trip was going so far, I mean, like I had someone think I couldn't speak Polish. I want to make it very clear, I don't speak well in my Polish, but I can speak Polish. I know how to say things in Polish. That situation that happened with the guy at the supermarket where I bought fruit and he didn't give me the correct change, I could have spoken Polish to him and told him like, no, sorry, where's my money and stuff like that, but like I kind of put in a little tiny thing. I'd already left when I realized, so that was my fault. I was just like so frantic and hungry and just that like I got the food, got it, left, and was like, wait a second. And then realized that I could have told him, no, I want my money in Polish, and it just didn't work out. So I'd had that situation. I missed my train. I bought the wrong ticket for a train. I lost my accommodation. A few other little things happened, but they're not things that are going to define how my trip went. I refuse to let bad things define my trips. So, I mean, I used to be super negative, and I still have days where I'm super negative, but I'm so glad that that did happen and that I lost my accommodation, because it meant I got out of a situation that I wasn't that comfortable in anyway. I felt kind of weird staying in someone's place for free. I don't know, it's kind of something that I'm going to have to work into. So I felt kind of weird, so it was good to get out of a situation where I felt weird and into a situation where I could meet people, I could be social, I had full equipped kitchen, I had like really close to the centre as well, just like the couch surfing just cost me a bit of money. The only downside was, since I didn't really organise this trip as well as I usually would, I didn't really have the money on me, and I was kind of screwed and a bit of a mess for like, I guess the 2 and a bit hours, thinking like, how the hell am I going to do this? How am I going to pay for this? But I ended up just using my card and using money that I needed for flights in the future. And I mean, I can make up for it and figure that out later. That's something that is a later problem. So the trip ended up still being amazing. I still recommend to anyone that is watching this, if you haven't couch surfed or you're a frequent couch surfer, I'm sure, if you're a frequent couch surfer, I'm sure you're aware of all the risks and stuff that can happen. But if you haven't couch surfed before, still try it. My experience is not going to be exactly like your experience. You'll hopefully, fingers crossed, you'll always have a more amazing experience. I think it's very rare that these kind of things happen, or at least I've heard that it's really rare. Considering it's my first time, I can't really give you much, I guess, back information on couch surfing. But keep in mind that there is always going to be something to be, you've got to be vigilant, I think vigilant. So just always be on your feet and always be really open-minded about the situation, and don't let things affect you badly when you're traveling. I think if you travel like that, you're going to have a really bad experience. So if you kind of want to watch some more videos exactly on how to move to Poland, how to get a visa, what to do when you move here, how to find a job, and like things like this, I'm going to try and start making videos tomorrow. Obviously they're going to be coming out in the next like week and a half, so hopefully I've got some time around work to be able to edit them. I apologise that my uploading schedule's kind of been a bit of a mess. I've been very busy with work and very busy with just, I guess, personal things and trying to get my stuff together, that I haven't had a chance to sit down and properly edit and do anything. As well as the fact that still I don't really know what I'm doing. I don't really know how to edit videos, and I don't really have the capacity and like all of the gear to record the videos I'd like. So sometimes I have issues with just sitting there and looking at the video like, why am I doing this? And I question it every day. So if you're interested in watching more videos and you're interested in learning more about Poland and you're interested in just seeing my journey, because I do go to different countries on and off, then please subscribe. To those of you that have already subscribed, I think like you're absolutely amazing. It means so much to me that you're interested in the shit that I talk about, considering I just ramble half the time. It means a lot, and you're absolutely amazing, and thank you so much for being supportive. If there's anything you want to know exactly about how to move to Poland or any of these things, or just like more about couchsurfing or any kind of topic, or even just like personal questions and stuff, I'm usually a really open book. There is some things I'm not going to share on the internet, of course, but like I'm sure that's like every YouTuber. So if there is things you want to know, you can comment them below. I don't always have a chance to respond, so I apologize that if I don't reply. I'm not trying to be rude, it's just being so busy. I don't always get the notifications about the comments, and I'm not like digitally, and I don't know why I'm trying to use that word. I'm not always on my phone like scrolling, like look at these comments, look at YouTube. Once I upload a video, I'm usually just like upload video, not on YouTube. Or like my Instagram, for example, my Instagram's a mess. Like I really want to try and get better at it, but I'm not a social media person. I'm not very good at the whole advertising myself kind of thing. So I'm trying to work on it, and hopefully you'll be there along the journey. And I hope you have a fantastic day. I'm gonna go for a hike, put my hat to use because it's finally sunny outside, and I will see you in the next video. So bye guys.